Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 8 for What If Naruto Was a Girl. Hope you guys enjoy. Anyways, last time we left off, we were about to get into the other fights. So every other fight goes down the exact same. Kankuro obviously forfeits, Tamari wins, and then we get to Sasuke versus Gaara. And so this time, Sasuke, he had more time to train, so he's completely mastered his Chidori. And since he also has his Mangekyo, it's not just a 2-Tomo Sharingan. So the fight starts, and immediately Sasuke tries to put Gaara under a Genjutsu, which obviously doesn't work because, Gaara, and it's seen that Jinchuriki's Genjutsus don't really work on them unless they're like high level Genjutsus that can't be broken, like Infinite Tsukiyomi. And the Genjutsu that Sasuke obviously put on all of the beasts where they were like being controlled. And so this time, but Gaara breaks out of it, but it gives Sasuke a split second of time where the Jinchuriki is trying to break out, and Gaara is not like conscious enough to notice anything. That Sasuke comes up and punches Gaara in the stomach. It sends him flying back, but it doesn't do anything because of Gaara's sand armor, and since he's really resilient too. And so, then the fight goes pretty much the same until Gaara goes into his full thing and Sasuke does the Chidori. So this time, since the Chidori is stronger, because he's had way more time to master it, it's a full level Chidori, like kind of like a Raikiri, but not really a Raikiri. So they're going, and so he creates one in his hand. He goes up, and it goes right. It hits Gaara's sand dome thing, and it opens it up. It goes through, and it pierces Gaara right around the heart, just enough, and his blood is coming out, and he sees this, and he's like, he does the whole freak out thing. But since this time it was stronger and it pierced more, instead of being able to go into it, since it pierced his heart just a little bit, his heart's like bleeding out, and he's in critical condition, and he just passes out. And so everyone is really confused by this, especially Tamari and Kankuro, because they were like, how did Gaara get knocked out? He's insanely strong. Like, this can't be happening. But anyways, Kabuto puts the Genjutsu on, and the fourth Kazekage, or Orochimaru, is the plan must continue. Like in his mind, the plan must continue even if the Jinchuriki is knocked out and we can't use them to destroy the leaf. So Tamari and Kankuro take their brother, and Sasuke knows they're knocked out, so he doesn't try to follow, but Naruto does, because she's a pretty nice person. For all the things she'd done, it's not like that he attacked her personally, so she goes to try and help Gaara, and the Sand siblings are confused by this because they're like, why would anyone help Gaara? It's kind of a monster. Since they still kind of hate their brother, kind of love their brother, it's a love-hate relationship here. And so they're really, really, really confused by this, but Naruto catches up and goes like, I'll heal him. He's in critical condition. That Chidori pierced his heart. Oh, and they're both like, that's why he knocked out. Yeah, he lost too much blood. No matter how strong a Jinchuriki's healing ability factors are, nothing can compare to getting pierced in the heart. That takes hours and hours and hours to actually heal. And still, it would be barely good enough unless you were the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, because that is pretty much an instant healing factor. So she obviously, she takes Gaara, and she takes him to the closest healing or hospital that she can, because the Sand Siblings were going away from it because of the plan to take down the Leaf Village. But they take her right back in, and the Sand Siblings tell Naruto about the plan, and he goes like, I know, I already sent some shadow clones out to help the people around it, and then I'm going to go help the third Hokage and see if anything's wrong with him. So, and they kind of bite through because they know that the fourth Kazekage is going to try and kill. Well, no, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. Never mind. They don't know that, but they're still like, if they're going to take down the Leaf, they're going to try and have to take down the third Hokage first. So they're going to try and go after him. So they think this because, it's kind of obvious. So they get Gaara to the hospital. They get somebody over there to help. And, it just appears to the heart. Nothing too much some healing jutsu can handle. It's not like there's spinal fractures inside of his. It's not like there's pieces of bone inside of his spine, or he's under an intense genjutsu, an infinite genjutsu. So they don't need Tsunade here. Could heal. And so they start healing it, and with the Jinchuriki's extra healing factor, it's taking shorter time. But Naruto goes off, and she's going to help the third Hokage. So she sees the giant bear, and she goes like, well, this is gonna... so how am I gonna get past this? And Sasuke is still there, and he's fighting some shinobi that are right there. So Naruto goes over to her, and goes over to him and goes, hey, I'm gonna need some help taking down that barricade. Can we do the move we did earlier? So I think it could help. Oh yeah, sure. And I'm gonna add a little extra spice to this one. What do you mean by that? Is this gonna be dangerous? Well, either it's gonna totally fail on our faces, or we're gonna die. Or it's gonna work in our favor. Yeah, I like those thoughts. So Sasuke goes over there and helps. So they do the giant Raikiri that they did earlier. But this time, Naruto adds a little bit of wind chakra into it, just to see what happens. Since wind doesn't really connect with lightning or anything in the such sorts, it just makes it bigger and sharper. Just makes it a little sharper, so it can cut more easily. So it's not like it's helping that much, but it was just a little bit of chakra. So they push it into the barrier. They get a hole just enough for one of them to fit through, and Naruto immediately just jumps in, just slides through, and then the hole immediately closes. And she says, I'm gonna go help the third Hokage. You take care of the other ninjas. And Sasuke nods, and they start working. Now, Hashirama and Tobirama have obviously been revived by this time, so it's just a whirl of trees now and there. And so, and since of how long it took to get down Gaara and get him to a hospital, they're on the last leg of the fight where the sword's about to pierce the third Hokage. So Naruto rushes in, rushes in front of the sword this time, and the Monkey King Enma stops the sword just enough that it only goes through Naruto and right through the seal. And Naruto starts throwing up some blood and goes like, hey old man, how's it going? We could be in a more worse situation. You know that, right? And Orochimaru looks, you brat, you ruined my plans. I didn't ruin nothing, man. I may have fooled your plans, but I didn't ruin anything. And Naruto starts coughing up more blood, but she was able to help the third Hokage with some hand seals, and she was pumping chakra into the back of in the back of Hiruzen, the third Hokage, to help with the sealing of Orochimaru. And so there was even more chakra in it. It's an Uzumaki's chakra too, and the Nine-Tailed Fox's chakra. So this thing is pumped, and so it immediately just rips Orochimaru's soul right out of him. He can't get revived. There's no way he can get revived unless they do what they did during the war arc. where they had to find the mask and do that. And so it takes Orochimaru's souls, and it takes Hiruzen's soul, and the 4 people they see this, and they're like shocked. So they're gonna go and try and over there and kill Naruto, but the barrier is down. So the 4 Anbu come out and they stop the 4 guys and they kill them. Just straight kill them. They don't even have to question them because they've already got Kabuto in justice, because he couldn't escape after what he did. Honestly, with how many clones of Naruto there was, and so they saw the final leg of the fight, so they know what Naruto did, and Naruto is passed out from blood, from shock, and her adrenaline is still pumping, man. So this wound is healing quickly because of the Nine Tails, but it's not going to help that much since he's losing so much blood, so she's passed out. So they pick up Naruto, and they rush immediately to a hospital, the same room where Gaara is in. No, not the same one, the one next to it. And so they start healing it, and she's out cold for a couple of days because of how much she needs to heal. So she's out cold, and so the Anbus are contemplating on how they should see Naruto, because she just saved the third Hokage's life, even though it still died, but she helped a lot in stealing away and killing Orochimaru. So they're kind of contemplating on what happened. But they have an important announcement to make. So they say, get everything. So they get a council meeting in set, and so the 4 Anbu that were there. So this is what the civilian council says. Where was the demon during this time? What was she doing? She was probably helping in the attack. And all of the 4 Anbu look over at the civilian counselor. But since they have their mask on, nobody can see what the dumbfounded look that they're at. They're like, what the? They seriously just presume that? Assume that? Like, what? But anyways, the 4 Anbu say, we know where they were, where she was. Okay, so what she was doing. She's, even though the 3rd Hokage is dead, she saved his life by taking what was that sword called? The sword, and she took a full-blown sword attack with a wound big enough to kill anybody. If she wasn't the Jinchuriki, she'd be dead. And they go though the 3rd Hokage did take his life by doing the Reaper Death Seal, but Naruto helped out when doing the seal by pumping chakra into Hiruzen's back to make the thing stronger because of how much chakra Hiruzen had lost. And if he had taken that sword, he probably wouldn't have been able to seal away Orochimaru indefinitely. So Orochimaru is dead. But anyways, guys, this is where I'm going to end it off. Hope you guys have a great day. You guys are all awesome. And see ya.